What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video, and today I'm gonna show you guys a guide on how to get your pets level 50 really efficiently. And I'm gonna be honest with you, everything I say in this video is gonna be long term. So if you were to complete everything I said in this video, it would benefit you in the long run. And whenever Grow Garden comes out with a new update, you're gonna be prepared for it every single time. And now for the first one and most obvious one, you need a pet that gives you XP boost. So pets like the capybara, blood owl, sea turtle, and so on. You could also get an ostrich to help you boost the level when you hatch an egg. And basically when you hatch an egg, there's a chance it could be a very high level. Like for example, the highest level pet I've gotten from the ostrich was a level 48 peacock. But I've seen stories about people saying they've hatched a level 80 pet before. So apparently that's possible, so keep that in mind. Now the easiest XP boosting pet is going to be the sea turtle. And you get the sea turtle from rare summer eggs. And pretty much you buy them and hopefully you get a sea turtle from the egg. And you also have a chance of getting that toucan that can help you make your fruits really big. And for the second pet is going to be the capybara. Now getting this pet is a little bit more difficult. The only way to get the capybara is through trading or paradise eggs. And also in these paradise eggs, you could get the ostrich as well. And yeah, that would mean you have to be paying attention to the egg shop every single time. And sometimes you could get lucky and get a bug egg and paradise egg at the same time. Now let's say for example, you don't want to be on Grow Garden all day, you could use the Discord instead. And basically some Discord servers give you the stock on the eggs and the weather. Like even in my Discord, I have it set up so you can see that. And every time there's a paradise egg or bug egg, my Discord notifies you when it appears. And when you get the notification, you go on Grow Garden and buy it. And next we have the blood owl, and this might be the hardest one to get. And I'm pretty sure very recently they buffed the blood owl, because I remember one day I logged on and my blood owl was like at a 0.70, and then I come back and I see it's at a 1.1. I'm not sure why. Maybe they buffed it or reworked it because I didn't notice at all. But the only way to get a blood owl is through trading, and it could cost you some decent money. And this moves on to my second point. So pretty much the only two ways you could trade for a pet is by giving a pet they want or a bunch of shekels. And normally when they want shekels, they want it in the trillions. And because of inflation, that's how much money stuff costs now. And pretty much now we have to focus on the fruits that are really big. Like for example, if you were there during the bee event, you most likely have the honeysuckle. Because right now I've seen a honeysuckle sell for over 40 trillion shekels. And some people might say, oh, if you want my blood owl, I want 400 trillion shekels. And I mean, if you have 10 of them, you can just trade for them and boom, just like that, you got the blood owl. But right now we are lucky and the bone blossom exists. There's actually a lot of people right now that have a bone blossom that reaches 500 trillion shekels, and just one of those could trade for a really good pet. And that's why I encourage everybody watching this video to get at least one bone blossom, because eventually they're gonna leave the game forever and never come back. But let's say for example right now you have a bone blossom, right? I think the best thing to do right now is to delete your entire garden, and then once you have that bone blossom, you plant it in the middle of your garden. So basically any event or pet mutations focus on the bone blossom only, because you have to remember that bone blossom also has 4 fruits, and if only one of them are really big, you want it to focus on that one as much as possible, because if you have a bunch of fruits everywhere, it's going to take much longer. But let's say you don't want to delete everything in your garden, you do have another option, and that one option is to make another account. And basically on that account you pretty much just farm shekels in really big quantities, because I'm just being honest, people want shekels in such large amounts, and the only way to do that is by putting like 15 to 20 mutations on one fruit. And if you manage to do that like maybe 20 times, you have enough to buy whatever pets you want. It'll be even better if somebody you know has a raccoon, but it's going to be really hard to get, because a raccoon is a really old pet and it's also still a very expensive pet to get. But honestly, if you get multiple bone blossom seeds and plant all of them and then try to make every single fruit as big as possible, you might have something going there. Make sure to use your favorite tool so you don't accidentally collect the bone blossom, because I've done that before by accident, but you know what, now I learned my lesson. And also on that second account you could hatch eggs as well. So instead of one account, you're gonna have 2 accounts always buying eggs and getting some really rare pets. And you never know, sometimes you could get lucky and get multiple capybaras. So if you were to have 2 accounts and use a Discord notification every single time, you can stack up paradise eggs, and then eventually you can have an army of capybaras. And I feel like by then you're gonna have a bunch of ostrich. So now you have a pet that gives your new pets a high level and another one that boosts their XP. Now let's say for example you got lucky and got a butterfly a long time ago. If I were you, I would wait on getting that butterfly to level 50. The first thing you should do is level up your pets that give you XP boost. Like for example, I have 8 capybaras and 8 blood owls, and the only pets I have in my garden are basically those 2 kinds of pets, and I'm gonna keep leveling them up until they're level 50 themselves. And you have to remember, in your garden, if you have a blood owl or capybara or both of them, they're gonna be leveling each other up really fast. So getting to that level 50 might take you a couple days, maybe even one day. But at the same time, I'm only saying that because I have 8 pet slots. And that's also another good point as well. You could use those pets guys to give you 8 pet slots, 8 egg slots, and also more inventory. And I'm sure you guys know about the starfish. You put 1 starfish in your garden and the rest XP boosting pets. And realistically, you should try to get 8 pet slots as soon as possible. But like I was saying before, I think the best pets to mutate first is going to be XP boosting pets. Like for example, check this out. So this person has a blood owl and they turned it into a rainbow one. And I mean, if a blood owl turns rainbow, it's going to have a really good passive. For the first passive ability, all other pets gain an additional 0.73 XP per second. But the second one is actually even crazier. A rainbow blood owl provides a bigger increase to the pet's passive. And just like that, that blood owl is going to be an insane XP boosting pet. And what's even crazy right now on this screenshot to level 4. So imagine if it turns to level 70, it's going to have the biggest XP boosting ever. And that's what I think everybody should try to focus on first. So basically, get your blood owls, capybaras, or sea turtles, or ostrich, trade for them, get a whole army of them, and then turn them level 50. And once you turn them level 50, just keep on mutating them until you get the best possible ones. And I think for this case, it might be rainbow or golden. And then let's say, for example, you get a bunch of shekels from the bone blossom. You can start trading for some more rare pets. You can start buying your disco bee, your raccoons, your dragonflies, your butterflies, and all that. But check this out before you do that. Let's say, for example, that person is like, I don't want shekels, I want a pet. You could tell them, hey, I got a blood owl that's rainbow, do you want that instead? And depending what's the value of the rainbow owl in the future, that could actually work. Because eventually you could get a bunch of blood owls and capybaras and turn them rainbow or golden. It might take some time, but I think it could happen eventually. And then once you get them rainbow, you could buy some more of them and turn them rainbow as well. And because you have an army of blood owls and capybaras, it's going to be way easier for you. You could pretty much be your own store and just sell these rainbow blood owls and capybaras. And if you have a second account, you can put more blood owls and capybaras there. Like for example, my second account, I have my chicken zombie, my disco bee, and butterfly with 5 capybaras. And not only are the capybaras leveling up themselves, they're also leveling up those other pets. And those pets, once they hit level 50, I'm going to put them into the machine. But what some people don't know, getting those pets to level 50 take way longer. But at the same time, those capybaras are not mutated yet. But once I do give them the mutation, they're going to be really stacked. And also keep in mind, because I want to level up my disco bee, my butterfly, and chicken zombie more, I do not use sea turtles with them. Because for the sea turtles to hit them with the XP boost is going to take a really long time. Because the sea turtle passive ability only affects 1 pet. So it's not really worth an extra slot to use. Instead, if you guys want, you could trade for a moth pet and use it as your 8th one. Pretty much with the moth pet, it feeds your other pets. And while you're AFK, they never run out of food, so you don't have to worry about them. So yeah, basically to recap everything I said, you should prioritize getting the blood owl, capybara, sea turtle, and some ostriches. And the way you get them is by getting the rare summer egg, paradise eggs, or trading for them. And basically get a bunch of bone blossom seeds and use that to get some money. And once they reach the trillion, start collecting them. Eventually, when you have all the XP boosting pets, you're gonna start mutating them. And then try to get the rainbow or golden mutation on them to make them even better. And basically, for example, let's say you have 1 butterfly, right? And you're trying to turn it to a level 50. You could have 1 butterfly and 7 capybaras that are all rainbow. And I'm telling you right now, that butterfly is gonna level up really fast. But I think really soon, I'm gonna make another guide. And basically in that guide, I'm gonna teach you guys what I do to get really big fruits. But I think for the most part, that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.